Hi everyone, so for today's video I want to go and talk about Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. I don't know how many of you guys have watched like Kingdom Hearts Union Cross or Kingdom, like the back cover, and have an idea of what's going on with that series. So if you don't have an idea and you don't want to be spoiled, turn away now, otherwise I will get into the video. So after the events of the Keyblade War, what happened was the Dandelions, the group that was found by Master Ava, 5 Keyblade wielders were chosen to become new leaders of the unions. And among those 5, we have Ephemer, Scold, Ventus, and a new guy named Blaine. So today's video will be dedicated to possibilities as to who Blaine could be. So looking at Blaine's design, you see like this guy with like a fedora going on, and he has like Zexion's haircut, and there's literally no other information about him other than the fact that Master Ava chose him to be a new leader. We know nothing about his, we know hardly anything about his personality. We know that he seems pretty like easygoing and agreeable with everybody, but we don't necessarily know anything else. And something that I like to point out is that in Kingdom Hearts, there's no such thing as coincidences. If some characters look the same, i.e. Ventus and Roxas, there's probably a connection. So we're gonna get into the connection between Blaine and Ienzo/Zexion. You can tell that there's gotta be some sort of stasis, time traveling type of thing going on, because Ventus was able to stay around the same age from the end of the events of Union Cross to the beginning of Birth by Sleep, and not change at all, and that's gotta be at least hundreds of years. So going into who Blaine is, I want to go and talk about the possibilities of who Blaine might be based off of the fact that we know that certain characters don't necessarily age depending on different tricks they use. So in Ventus's case, he may or may not have time traveled, he may or may not have, in the case of Master Xehanort, possessed another body and somehow got reformed and managed to not change. Granted, Master Xehanort's really old, so I don't know how much 10 years would really do on him. But yeah, just things to think about. So the first theory is probably the most likely one, and I want to talk about the possibility of Blaine being Ienzo or Zexion's ancestor or father. I don't think the father one's as likely because I already stated it was hundreds of years between Union Cross and Birth by Sleep alone. Unless Blaine was just like really old, I don't see him having a child that young at that point in time. But it's very likely that Blaine is Ienzo's ancestor, just because, you know, the age gap is so prominent that it's the most plausible thing that somewhere down the line, Blaine's children gave birth to Ienzo, and then they were killed off before the events of Birth by Sleep. I don't really have any evidence, unfortunately, to prove or debunk that, just because, unfortunately, we don't have much information on Blaine yet. But that is just a possibility that I want to put out there in the world. And for my second theory, I want to talk about the possibility that Blaine actually is Ienzo, because I feel like a lot of fans are speculating this in particular, and this is probably something that we have a lot more theories that we can build off of with. And the first one is that Blaine, like Ventus, traveled through time and ended up becoming Ienzo through amnesia or something to that effect. Well, because as we know with Ventus's case, he doesn't have any memories of his past, or at least he doesn't indicate he has any memories of his past as a foreteller to be in the events of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So in Blaine's case, maybe he traveled into the future, he forgot about his past, and then he became Ienzo. This theory, it has some sense, but at the same time, the only things I really have going against this theory is that we don't know how old Blaine was. If we were to compare his appearance to Ventus, they look around the same age, if not Blaine looks older, whereas with Ienzo looks significantly younger than Ventus. So perhaps with like Blaine and the time traveling, if he did travel in time, maybe he traveled further in time than Ventus, which is why he's so much younger. But that would be just some speculation. Again, it's pretty baseless. Like, I don't have much information to go off of with that. And for the second possibility as to how Blaine became Ienzo, I want to talk about the idea of him possibly possessing Ienzo's body. And it's kind of in the same, well, it's exactly the same concept of what happened with Master Xehanort. So this Keyblade Master got too old, and then he wanted a young vessel to go continue his knowledge and his legacy. And perhaps like what happened with Ienzo or Blaine, well, with Blaine is that he did survive past the events of Union Cross. He became very old, and in order to not be forgotten, he wanted to go and preserve his legacy, so he did the same trick of his Master Xehanort, which is unlocking his own heart and putting it into the body of someone else, and basically possessing them, which is pretty dark, but going into that idea, we know that with Ienzo, his parents died at a young age. Maybe the parents tried to defend Ienzo against an old Blaine, but then Blaine was like, no, I'm gonna just this is my body now, I'm gonna kill you all, and then he just kills off the parents. And I think that that's a high possibility too, just because it's like, out of all the things I've listed, I feel like the most likely cases would probably be either Blaine possessed Ienzo's body, or Blaine is Ienzo's ancestor. But yeah, those are just like my thoughts on who Blaine is and how he may or may not be related to Ienzo. Let me know in the comments below who you think Blaine is, or if you even give a shit about it, because let's be real here, it's a mobile game. But then again, at the same time, we all kind of saw that it was going to be the Keyblade War at some point, if it was going to be canon, and it ended up being the truth. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future with this, I guess, with Union Cross, and yeah, hopefully we'll have more, I guess, ideas on who Blaine is and who the 5th foreteller / union leader will be, because I'm really curious about that too. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a nice day. Bye bye.